I mean, Longchen said it 50 times. What else do I need to say today? Okay, so welcome everybody to another reading of The Way of Abiding, the Precious Treasury. The Way of Abiding. Once you recognize pure presence, it has four great samayas, four, maybe we could say, aspects. This awareness itself, this very simple awareness, is ineffable beyond conceptualization and intellectual speculation, finite descriptions, right, and existential labels, kind of any kind of finite conclusions, like the four extremes that we can find. So then it's also open, it's completely spacious. Your mind is clear light spaciousness, knowingness, pure consciousness, in the sense of the basis for all other consciousness, the very container for all other consciousness. And so all is consciousness in that regard. They're just various densities, essentially, or frequencies, we could say, right? However you want to label that. But when we rest like this, we rest our graspings, our contrivances, our fabrications, and all that. We rest that into this awareness that we saw, that we've recognized. And so then there's a release happening just by letting be, by doing nothing. There's a self-fixing, a self-resolution there, right? And underneath is this beauty of revelation and wisdom. So you have this pure presence. I would correlate that with evenness, with suchness. When all the knots start to untie, especially that knot of the watcher, the witness, the selfing, which includes this story that we seem to add on to and modify and maintain. Well, when that unties itself, then it feels very clear. It feels. There is no feel. Everything's clear. And it's clear like space itself. While at the same time, we could say there's blissful peace there and that freedom from the knotting, the congestion. So you may come here or to any meditation or any retreat, and your head is like the Los Angeles traffic jam, it has many layers of traffic going on. And you may need that, you need to let that be so it can slow down and relieve itself. So peel away, right? Steam off of you, like being in the steam room. Right, Tank? He agrees. 100%. See, 100%. So this is pure presence, the third samaya, and then the last one is oneness, because really, just like everything I'm saying right now is in your mind. I'm in your mind right now. What I look like, what I sound like, who I am, most likely, is comprised of ideas in your mind. And so, in that regard, uh, if we just rest like this in that spacious, pure presence and ineffability beyond the intellect, then it's all inclusive. The whole room is within our mind, the whole body, all our organs, our bones, our heart, our breathing, uh, all the beings around you, all the elements, okay? Your body is also elements, but everything is mostly empty space. And so your awareness permeates space like that. And it's all one. All the elements are one within awareness, you see? So that's how you have the four samayas. Every now and then I explain those four because they're really not mentioned or utilized in Dzogchen that I know of, at least. And so here we're on the theme of ineffability, which is still the first one. All right. So any questions on those four before we get started in the text exploration? There's going to be a quiz tomorrow. All right, let's get into the text. coming to the decisive experience. Now, with a certainty in one's mind that brings one to the definitive conclusion that all phenomena are by nature ineffable, one comes to the decisive experience of ineffability. First, one comes to an experience of deciding that the limitations one reifies are ineffable. Most likely talking about the four extremes there, okay? So existence is ineffable. But let's see what the root verses say. The decisive experience of ineffability is the ultimate heart essence, emptiness. Since all phenomenon of the world of appearances and possibilities, whether of samsara or nirvana, are ineffable by nature, they are beyond existence. Since the way in which they manifest is unceasing, they are beyond non-existence. Since they are neither existent nor non-existent, they are beyond being both. Since there is no such duality, they are beyond being neither. Now notice it says beyond existence, non-existence, both and neither. It doesn't say it can be existence, it can be non-existence, it can be both, it can be neither. No, it's beyond those constraints that are also known sometimes as limitations. But I should also mention that the word non-existence is used in a totally different context. When I say you don't exist or I don't exist, it's just this contraction that doesn't exist, this contraction of mind that has an idea of a self. That self doesn't exist. And that feeling of opening up when you realize you don't exist, you're purely present openness then. So you don't not exist. It's the conditioning that doesn't exist. It's the contraction that doesn't exist. So, and that confuses a lot of people. Thankfully, we can clear it up here through our own realizations. We can see there is no substantial existing reference point, yet there's still a purely present mind. Yes, so since they neither are nor are not, the ultimate heart essence, emptiness, cannot be characterized as something, for it transcends all imagination and expression. All right, let's see what Longchenpa's commentary is on the root verses here. Since awareness and all phenomena that manifest within its scope are ineffable by nature, they are beyond being existent. Since their mode of manifestation is unceasing, they are beyond being non-existent. Since they have never been both existent and non-existent, they are beyond being both. Since it is also not the case that they are neither, they transcend even this conventional fiction. Whatever manifests, whatever arises, even as it does so, there is abiding in the enlightened beingness in which these four limitations are pristine by nature, as is stated in the Tantra, the natural freedom of awareness. The four distorting limitations are pristine by nature. So, anybody remember what the four limitations are? Thank you, Doje. Existence, non-existence, both, and neither. So, the Tantra naturally arising awareness states, like mirages or shifting images on water, things are not simply non-existent, nor are they existent. Because they are beyond both existence and non-existence, there is no recollection of them in the mind of one who is realized. The essence of awareness is unborn. The nature of apparent phenomenon is unceasing. Remember, the essence is emptiness. So that means that there's no ceasing of appearances, but there will never be an independently existing object outside of mind. Right? So, and mind itself is also empty. So there's this sort of emptiness of emptiness. And the nature, which is cognizance, awareness. Remember, we saw that in the last section that the nature of all phenomenon, the sense world, all elements, and the nature of your mind is awareness. So the defining characteristic of awareness is its insubstantiality. The fruition of that awareness is uncontrived. Very beautiful. Yeah, I think we could pause it there. I know that may not have been too much, but maybe a little bit of something for you to marinate on. This section basically was covering beyond those four extremes, and it's always good to have that in your Dharma wisdom to understand how that works. Believe it or not, that's not as common either out there in the Dharma world to understand how the heck could it be beyond existence and non-existence, both and neither. But now you got it, right? Everybody okay? Any comments, questions, sharing? Still muted. Somebody just doesn't want us talking today.
I guess not. Okay, so that struck me that it says all of these are pristine, and it made me feel like, I can, you know, fine, I can think of it as existing, I can label it as non existing, I can say, it's both or it's neither. That's all fine. Um, all of those thoughts are okay to think, but it's not really the way anything is. Okay.
Yeah, even those thoughts are pristine. Yes. Yeah, and pristine does have a specific definition there of purity, pristine purity, right? So everything, yeah, you're right on. I would say everything's primordially pure, even our objectifying and reifying. Good news. All good news, apparently, which is a Quintessential, Montabadra, that's why they call it the all good. All right, so everyone else okay? Anything, any other comments, questions? Yes, Thomas?
The Samaya of oneness. What exactly does that mean?
The Samaya of oneness?
Yeah,
Oh, you're skipping to the end of the text. Yes. Yeah, well, but that's fine. I like to approach it like that. We understand all four samayas the best we can as we read through the text. So, there's no part of me that's not in your mind right now, right? Seeing, well, maybe smelling. Lucky for you, the smell is not there. But anything that I have, anything that any idea that you have of Dawei is all in your mind, right? It's never left
yes,
your mind,
no,
right? And now this room, all the walls, the floor, the furniture, everything, including your body, is all part of mind, right?
yes,
Yeah, so in that way, there's only mind, right? All encompassing mind.
yes, but there's awareness.
It's all awareness. Yeah. Just like the sun, with the sun, there would be awareness would be like awareness would be like the heat of the sun, or let's say the illumination of the sun. Okay, and
Yep.
then the heat would be its energy. So we have this energy which we consider the elements. That's the energy of awareness. But it's never separate from awareness, just like the heat is not separate from the luminosity of the sun, right? So all phenomenon are one within our mind. Like when you go to dream, you go to sleep and you dream, and you have a dream of a mountainscape and maybe 20 planets. Well, all of that has never left your mind. You see, it has never left awareness in that regard. The dream has just been the energy of your mind.
But I have my mind, and you have your mind, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if they were separated, we would not be hearing each other right now. So I'm holding you, you're holding me.
Oh, wow.
I love that smile. That's why I do this. That's why I came here tonight.
Thank you for the answer.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for the inquiry. That's a good one. I like a little challenge, really get into this. We're holding each other. Very nice to realize that. A certain safety in that, too. Oh, yes, you got the formological notation there. Okay. Yes, jump on in, please.
Yeah, actually, yes, to speak to that. I think you're a philosophy major, right? There was one of the like answers to the paradoxes of Xenon was by Aristotle. Like when he was saying that you don't have to divide. I mean, yes, you can divide the mile in half, then in another half, and so on, right? But you don't have to. That's why he answered how the movement is possible, how you can walk the mile. So I think what we're talking about here is also kind of like we could divide everything in 4 arbitrary categories, right? Inclusive, exclusive, whatever, right? Whatever the logical statement was there right now, but we don't have to. Is that the point?
Are you asking me or Yeshi?
Both or anybody?
Go ahead, Yeshi. All you, man.
Yeah, Aristotle, many people provided the answer to the paradoxes, and one of the answers was from Aristotle.
So, what's the question?
Well, do we have to divide it in beyond this, beyond that, neither that, neither that? Anyway, we divide, we can say it's not there, right?
What?
Um, well, whatever we were using, maybe you can scroll up. I forgot the exact wording.
Existence? Non-existence? Or?
Yeah, existence, non-existence, beyond this, not beyond that.
Okay, but we're saying that suchness, this whole mind, is beyond those constraints, right?
Or any other constraints, right?
Yes. Yeah, beyond limitations.
Yes.
Yeah. So, in order for there to be confusion, there has to be division.
Yeah.
Confusion cannot exist without division. And the lack of division, even though I'm speaking in a dichotomy right now, and the lack of division in the wholeness, there's no confusion. Does that answer the question at all?
I think so.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very good. That logic will eat your brain alive. That Indian logic too. Wow, they get into it. I mean, they debate each other pretty hardcore in those monasteries, pretty lively too. So I'm surprised when people, well, sometimes when you start to have a friendly debate, people don't like that in the West. They think, why are you disagreeing with me? This is not good. So, okay, yeah, I always encourage friendly debate and challenges, though. We have to put everything to the test. Used to bring friends for confirmation bias. Oh, crowd reaction. All right. Well, I think we can end here, everybody. Very nice session, Dharma session.